And good morning. I'm your friend, Scotty Ray. I may have found the next tourism commissioner for New Orleans.
Well, you know, it's Friday, and he's in. So.
That's right.
Are you switching to the wide angle?
Happy good morning.
I am. I just discovered that didn't need to be there.
He's hiding me behind
shirt.
something.
Nobody saw it.
Look at that. We got rid of that. We can see.
That's right. Good morning.
Brownie Towels is back with us.
That's right.
Sure
Somebody
looks
said
like
something about Friday being red. I mean, I don't know.
That's
a quicker
true. That's
picker
true.
up, or at least he learned something.
That's right.
What is it? This is Friday as we go into this weekend. As I mentioned, it's really the last day, last Friday of January.
1/12 of the year's gone.
Which brought up the big question there as we were because I don't get it. Scuba, Mississippi, there just wasn't a lot of it growing up of this Mardi Gras celebration. We had a Christmas parade, and that was it. And then I remember,
didn't throw beads?
I remember Rusty, Banker Fleming, used to head off in the hearse and go to New Orleans, and that is all I knew.
Yeah.
And it's a great place to get robbed, is what I hear.
Yes.
But y'all were telling me that even in the hospitals in the New Orleans area, everybody takes off.
Yeah.
It's like Wednesday at Scuba.
Yeah.
You roll the sidewalks up because it's cow day.
Yeah, and so that's what happened. Have y'all been?
Oh, yeah.
Not in 25 years. After I grew up, I quit going.
What is it that made you not want to return?
People breaking in and stealing all my stuff.
That tends to really.
I mean, there's good parts, there's bad parts. I mean, it's that way with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, my odds are pretty doggone good if I don't go down there if nothing happening.
New Orleans is not what it used to be. It is definitely. I ain't going.
It's a little different.
I had the last time I went and picked someone up at an airport, and I gripped the steering wheel the whole time and thought, "Dear Lord, baby Jesus, let me get out of here."
That's right.
And that's what was going through my head.
But you can't help but love the food. The culture, the people, and I mean, and a lot of it is not their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not them. It's what it attracts that gives it a bad name or whatever. But the food, the culture, I mean, I like that. But something about being scared of waking up dead just don't do it for me.
Speaking of, we took the kids. Dylan Ray was about 10 years old. Madison would have been 6-ish. We went down. I think Ricky and Laura from Philadelphia went with us, and we're walking down. I'd never been there. You know where they have you can buy all the food down through there.
Oh yeah,
French Quarter,
where that is, and then you turn some corner, and it's where they sell art. I don't know where it was. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Can you? Okay, yeah. And I look over there and I said, Angie, what's that? This dude laying on the sidewalk, and he's holding his side. And I thought, what's he doing? Oh, then I realized he'd just been stabbed. And I thought, what a great time to go back toward Mississippi. And we did.
Got in the fast pass lane.
It's time to go.
But again, that can happen anywhere. It's not just New Orleans, but it just seems to happen more, especially during the festive times of the year.
There you go. Vegas odds says it's better to stay home.
Yeah, what's a 100% chance that you're not going to die in New Orleans if you're not there?
Just something to think on, y'all.
That's right.
Now, this all leads up to something. Is Fat Tuesday the big day that they have to where
That's the last day?
That's where they really get to drinking, right?
Yeah.
And stumbling and have the parade that day, or do they have several
Wake
parades?
up.
I have parades every day.
Every day.
Oh yeah, every day.
Bead day.
2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
They shut the town down, and here
And
it comes.
the things people will do for cheap plastic beads never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, that's true, Greg. But I've noticed in Meridian they don't do that. We have our own little parade here, and I've never seen anything.
They throw beads, but that's about all.
Yeah, it's nothing weird ever going on with ours. Now you get into Mobile, that was really the first place, right?
So So they don't go all crazy, and we'll go Mobile. Amy loves Mobile, Foley, all that, because it is a Mardi Gras. It is fun. It is
and
a
Foley?
blast. Yeah.
Okay.
But they don't do.
Thought you just bought
all
shirts
the,
there.
Hey, I want beads kind of deal.
Right.
It's
Please,
more
Odie, don't do
family.
that. Don't do that, Odie. Please. Keep it down. Keep it down.
They'll throw something at him. Hey, but once I learned that in some of these parades they throw moon pies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's my thing. I mean, I've seen
Ramen noodles?
heads of cabbage.
Do what?
Yeah.
That's the Irish parade, but they throw all kind of stuff. I'm telling you,
Like food?
Oh yeah, I left with
you
like a
get a
case of moon pies. I mean,
You get
Wow.
a toaster one time.
hit with a Buick headlight. I mean,
That was when you were walking in the street backwards.
Wow, the things that I've learned about this, and I truly don't understand it.
Oh,
but
me.
what I didn't realize, y'all were saying all this leads up to maybe up to Easter.
Well,
Lent.
How can you be drunk for 3 weeks and then turn that into a religious? I'm having trouble here. What? Somebody explain to me.
It's along the line, and I'm not 100% on this, but it's along the lines where, okay, it's time for me to say, Lord, forgive me for all my, and this is your last time. All right. You know how an alcoholic, before they go into a meeting, they go, I want to put on one more before I quit this.
It sounds like a judge from California come up with all this.
I just, as long as you ask for forgiveness, I guess it's all right in their eyes. I mean, but
That's a little different.
We'll do this
Mama
again
said I
next
wasn't
year.
raised that way.
I know, it's just, we ain't taught to do that around here. Maybe that's why everybody went from here down there.
That's right.
Well, wow. Lent starts after Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Catholic do the ash mark on your head, right?
That was an Ash Wednesday.
Ash. Okay. And
Methodist does too.
they do? They didn't do that in Scuba. I was for years. I'm Baptist now, but for years I
Well,
went
now,
to.
growing up, we didn't do it in our church. And I guess it depends on the preacher. Now, our Methodist preacher does it. And our preacher lets you say amen in the middle of church. A lot of people,
Well, yeah, they said amen up there. Now, you couldn't stand up and raise your hand or anything like that in Methodist church. You can do that in the Baptist, but you couldn't do that in the Methodist up there.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit. Now, we're global Methodist now. That did nothing.
So y'all do hallelujah?
Oh, yeah, we have to jump from one pew to the next.
They'll speak at the
halftime.
liquor store.
We do.
I'm sorry. Never mind. It's low ratings Friday again.
Oh, have mercy. The things that go on behind the scenes. But honestly, that just never happened up there. I mean, I still remember when the preacher got run off that time. They had a big. They called in it.
The liquor store. See, that was
Well, his problem was he rolled up. It was 4 or 5 little ladies walking down doing their walk. You know how everybody does. And he stopped his car, and out from underneath the seat rolled a Budweiser can. It was over for him.
He gone.
He had to pack his bags and leave town that night.
He gone.
They didn't call. What do they call the bishop guy? The
bishop?
Yeah, I don't know. Methodist. Methodist got a name for it, but they called him, and he got voted out very quickly there. So things like that happen. But I learn as I go. They didn't do that over at the Baptist church there. Now you can stand up and do whatever you want, but you can't be doing none of that. Good morning to you. It is Fridays. We'll learn a little bit about Mardi Gras. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, we've learned a little bit.
Now this is a big day in history. We're going to talk about this back in 1979. It happened today. Be thinking about what it was.
That's not that long ago.
I know, but I have a look-alike in the studio to take you back to 1979.
Yeah.
Dressed in character. All that's up and coming here this morning as the show rolls on. We'll be right back. Is it time for a new couch? Visit Southern Accents Boutique in downtown Marion. Maybe it's a couch you're looking for, a couple of chairs, or maybe just a piece of furniture. A large selection of E. Newton has just arrived if you're looking for a bracelet. They come in all shapes and sizes. Or maybe it's just a happy you're looking for, like the Nest candles. A Kendra Scott necklace is on everybody's list this year. And if you need a little help picking out something for Valentine's Day, let the professionals help you at Southern Accents Boutique, downtown Marion on Dale Drive.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power. 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. Our special guest today is Greg, who's in with us, filling in as we bring you this day. What a joyful day.
Yeah.
You know, I often look at things, and part of the problems that we have in America, I truly believe, are journalists who describe things that they shouldn't, that they paint a picture that really doesn't exist. Last night, Alabama, as we brought this up over the last few days, down to the wire last night, they were waiting for a phone call from the governor of Alabama to stop an execution. A murder happened in 1998 as a woman was killed. She was murdered. She was stabbed 14, 15 times back in 98. It was a murder for hire. Her husband had her taken out for insurance money. He was a pastor. He had gotten deep in debt, and he needed money. He hired two guys to do the crime. The first one was put to death in 2010. The second guy was on slate. They tried to do the lethal injection with back a year ago. It didn't work. They tried for 30 minutes. Last night, 22 minutes with the new gas it took from the time they started till he died. He did. And journalists painted it as a wrong the way it was done, and they were talking about how he was so upset leading up to it. Who cares how he felt leading up to it?
How'd that woman feel?
That's exactly my thoughts right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and on top of that, what year did you say this happened?
1998.
So we fed this guy, clothed this guy, fixed his teeth, probably had a degree in something by the time.
It was 88.
Okay.
88.
So, no, you could save a lot of trouble if you go down to Ace and get you a hammer when this happens and they declare it. No, go out there and knock them in the head and be done with it.
They just...
I'm sorry, I've offended somebody else this morning.
But this stuff, it just goes on. And the journalists that paint this, they try to act like it is the fault of the family. And the guy's, the woman's son who was murdered spoke afterwards, and he said, I feel like justice has finally been served.
Amen.
So that's what went on yesterday.
By the time this guy paid with his life, which is what his sentence was, him and his family, they have lived longer without their mother than they have with their mother.
Now, let's talk about a big deal that's going on, folks. It's heating up. We've got 17 states that have now said, Texas, we're with you. As I put out the statement yesterday, Governor Tate Reeves says we stand with Texas. Mississippi is there. Now, we've got one governor who stepped up and said, wait a minute, I'm going to go ahead and send y'all some new barbed wire down there. She's doing it. South Dakota's governor. She's going to send more barbed wire to put up with this.
She's making a name for herself.
This is really getting to the point to where Texas, as they put out the resolution yesterday, and I posted it from Governor Greg Abbott, to where this is an invasion, and he has qualified that as an invasion to the great state of Texas.
That's right.
And she has the right to defend her borders.
That's right.
So they're urging Biden to go in and take over the National Guard. What happens is, am I seeing something that could turn ugly?
So a governor can call out a National Guard, but they still work at the pleasure of the president.
But that is the state of Texas National Guard and not the president's National Guard. It's the members of the Texas National Guard. Who controls them?
Well, the governor can call them out, but if I'm not mistaken, they still go by the president as well.
Well, who's going to be able to wake Biden up and explain to him that
It don't matter
anything's
if you
going
wake him
on?
up. He's not going to understand what you're talking about.
Well, the sad part, and I think we all really know this, is the words that's not being said is he's not really in charge. I think all of us really know that. I mean, somebody else is going sign here.
Yeah.
We're fixing to send a group down there to stomp this out. It'd be okay.
They may want to rethink that. I mean, I just don't think they want to go and try to take over the Texas National. I don't. That's not.
This could very well lead to something like this. I'm not saying it will, but it is getting hairy here.
You better not mess with Texas.
It's millions of people that have crossed the border.
You better hurry before it fills up more with some of them California people, and it won't be any. Don't mess with Texas.
Well, exactly. Well, you heard what the old comedian said about Texas and their electric chairs. Said all this, like we was talking about, took 30 years to get someone executed. Said that Texas built an express lane.
Huntsville is what it's called.
You don't mess with Texas.
They do speed things up there.
I totally agree with them. They need to build a border wall.
Okay, so Al says the governor is the commander-in-chief of a guard. It takes congressional vote to federalize the guard for active duty. Okay.
So he's got control over it. Biden cannot.
Okay.
All right.
Until the Congress, kind of yahoos we got over there.
Unless Congress deems it.
Yeah. Thank you, Al.
I appreciate that. This could turn into something that a standoff, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you may see where the rubber meets the road. A lot of folks will always say, hey, man, I'll stick with you. I got your back. Till a shot's fired, and then you see who's got your back. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm with you all the way, brother, if there's anything we can do. And then they
don't answer the phone.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be way behind you.
Isn't there
way
something else
behind
with
you.
the federal and
I was busy.
Texas that took place a few years ago that made national history for
Alamo, maybe?
standoff? No, not quite that far back.
How far back are you going?
Where was David Carew?
Correct.
Oh, you're talking about where they brought in the tanks and all that on that little guy there, and all that started, if you remember, somebody saw a FedEx package, and then one thing led to another, and one thing led to another, and they filled it up with agents.
You know, a cult, in my eyes, mess you up in the head and everything else, but they didn't bother nobody. That's them folks. Let them do what they want.
Waco.
To do.
That's it.
Waco. So Texas done. Y'all gonna Koresh. That's
it.
David
yeah.
Koresh.
We just
That
couldn't
was-
pronounce it. We knew what we were talking
And
about.
if I remember
the
rightly,
dividends or something.
it wasn't
Davidians.
The branch Davidians. That's what that was called.
Yeah.
But it all started over a package being delivered.
And it got uglier and uglier. It just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I shot one of your FBI agents, but he was on my roof.
And it went really bad from there.
Yes.
Trains, planes, and automobiles. I never seen anything like that.
That goes back to
Janet
you
Ring-
better be prepared for what you say you're going to do. You better think this out because you're not going to bluff these people. I don't
No,
know.
not Texas.
You're not.
Texas has been through a lot through the years.
And you're going to find out they got more people standing with them than they got against them. So you better be.
So we watched this closely in the news of what happens next. Locally, last night we had somebody hit by a car. Woof. They were rushed to the hospital last night as we pulled this up. This would happen here, car versus pedestrian is how this is worded. It would happen at the 2800 block of 16th Street. The person was rushed to the hospital, had a broke leg. The person who got in touch with me told me that they were intentionally hit.
Let's still buy a plastic car. Could you imagine back about 1986 when they were still made out of steel?
Like a LTD or something.
Don't be talking about LTDs.
Them LTDs will take you out, is all I know.
I'm telling you.
All that stuff, yeah.
They were made out of metal then.
They sure were. We had some gunfire last night. Nothing too serious.
Really?
We pulled this up. We did. I know you're shocked. This would happen in the 4300 block of 36th Place. Bang, bang. No one hurt, no one injured. Still happened. It's kind of like that tree that fell. It still fell.
It still fell.
Just because you didn't see it didn't mean it didn't happen. Now, there were some people without power last night.
Well, that made a noise, too.
It was a loud. I got, when I sat down in the wee hours of the morning here, I got message after message. Why's my power out? Well, we now know.
Well, go outside and look.
It was kind of hard to, whoop, there's a pole.
So another pole jumped out in front of him.
It did. Now, allegedly, this could have been a DUI. We'll wait and see. One person was arrested and taken from the scene. But here's the look of this. Look at that car. This could have been more serious than it was. That's why you didn't have electricity there for a while. As we go through these numerous pictures here, and let's zoom in on this where you can see that a little bit better there. Right in front of us, it come to rest right there. Pole taken out. That's, man. And be able to walk away from this.
I mean, that pole jumped out just in time so he didn't hit that building.
Whew. As we said, could have been a lot worse. But that's why you didn't have power last night. And that would happen at 33rd Street and 40th Avenue is where that went down last night. Boy, howdy. There was a, if you were coming to work just a little bit ago, right around 6 a.m., right before 6, the fire department, you heard, woo, 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 and it was all headed out toward Sam's. There was an 18-wheeler that had a little blowout, and the tire caught on fire, didn't it?
That's right.
So they got that put out. Everything turned out okay in the end. UPS is still going to be delivered after they get a new tire.
Wow. That's it. And clean the brakes off and the seat.
And some britches, yeah. That would be kind of scary there.
At least he had a fire extinguisher and knew how to use it.
And got out and used it instead of getting out. We see them a lot of times get out and get their cell phone and they film in their
I'm
truck
not going to
burning.
fight that fire.
Yeah, I don't get paid to fight fire. I mean,
let it go.
What I've heard people say before,
And
drivers.
now you ain't got a truck.
Yeah, you can't make a living. Just think. See.
Yeah.
So it was all put out there and all ended well. We did have a truck break down last night, and it's always dangerous when something breaks down when it's wet. And so I'm not going to play the video. It's kind of loud, but here's the scene here. This was out by Queen City Truck Stop last night as an 18-wheeler quit. They got Simmons to come on out, hook to them, get them out of the road to prevent anything else from happening. That was the good news that happened there.
And that's always scary. Anytime something like that happens, that secondary wreck or that secondary accident, when people start slowing down, traffic starts backing up, it's rainy, it's foggy, whatever. That's the scary part.
Now, I did get mentioned, and I hadn't gotten official word of this, that this morning there was a U-Haul overturned around the 118. The pull behind your car? Newton County is where this would have happened over there, around daylight. Lost control. You know how they'll get to swaying.
You got too much weight in the back of it.
That'll do if you don't put your weight. Yeah, look at you. You've pulled a trailer or two, hadn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing. Have you, and y'all have been in this, you ever ridden with somebody and you got a load behind you and they want to drive fast and you're gripping the seat going, slow down, please?
Never pay any attention.
Yeah.
No.
I've been there. Let me out of here.
And knowing they couldn't stop between here and Collinsville.
That's
and
right.
They're driving
it gets quicker.
90 mile an hour, talking on a phone, lighting a cigarette or something, and you're over there stuck to the dash.
Yeah. We all been there.
Been there, done that.
We'll be right back. There's so much more that went on last night. We want you to know about it. We'll be right back after this message.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We're checking messages. I did say the soldiers pledged to protect the Constitution, not the president. That's a note that came in. Hey, we had a rollover accident. Boy, it seems like cars are just made to flop these days. Do we have more of this, or is it imagination to everybody?
I think there's a Scotty Ray out there that pushes news that everybody knows and nobody else out there would ever tell the news.
Cell phone cameras have
so.
really helped this. I mean,
there it is.
Because you hear, I think a lot of it's just reported quicker.
And that is, we do it. Here we go. We go out right here to Mosby Road, almost the end of the road. Rollover accident last night. They did transport someone to be checked out to make sure that they were okay. But over they turn, and that happened there on Mosby Road. That's up behind Tractor Supply. If you're going, where is that? The road back there that runs run into State Boulevard is where that ends.
Yep.
If you've never been that route before. Let's see, we got a silver alert, a missing person in the state of Mississippi as we pull this up this morning. 5 foot high, his name is Benjamin Gardner. There you go right there. from McCall Creek, Mississippi. I've never been there before.
I don't recall it.
So there you go. Got one missing. We've got that information out. If you happen to see him, make sure to call authorities. Now, as I spoke last night with Neshoba County, as we know the day before, they've got a hard line that they draw in Neshoba County. Eric Clark does not put up with a lot. You break the law, he sends deputies, and he sends a lot of deputies to solve the crime. And, well, that's what happened here as we go to find out that they were breaking in cars that weren't theirs and taking things that weren't theirs, and, well, we got 4 arrested. Here we go. That's our culprits there. You can click the story and go to the Scotty Ray Report and read all about it. They have been arrested and taken to jail. They're not going to put it up with it in Neshoba County.
Greg feels so bad. He got hair impaired, and he wanted so bad to be like that guy in the red shirt and get one of them man buns.
Yeah.
That is a man bun. What?
You gonna make me offend some more people?
Where was I at this week and saw a man bun? What?
They all over. It's a man bun.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And what happened to a guy? And let me just ask this: what happened to a man toting a briefcase? Is that day gone? Because I've seen these things that look like. Well, let me be honest with you.
It's a purse. It's a purse. Any way you want to look at it, it's a flipping purse.
I'm with you on that. What makes a man want to put the briefcase down and carry a man purse?
It matches his bun.
Folks, we used to say that this was happening in other areas, but I'm here to tell you it's infiltrating the state of Mississippi.
It's here. It's here.
Y'all be on the lookout.
Well, people used to put on clothes to go to Walmart too, but now they put on pajamas.
That's true.
Let's
show up, Eddie. And it used to be only on Saturday mornings that you would see that. Well, they were running behind the
running there, to get a dozen eggs or something.
But now it's every day of the week at any time.
With some flippers.
Yeah.
Man. I don't understand everything that I see every day. Neshoba County, as we go to the city of Philadelphia, they're also looking for 2 individuals. They've done a bust up there, and these are 2 people that they're still looking for. If you happen to know these gentlemen, Jonathan Clint Daniels or Shalyn M. Graham, get in touch with Eric. They would love to hear from you. Eric Lyons, he's the chief of police there in Philadelphia. They'd like to know where they're hanging out.
He just wants to talk to him.
That's right. A little ride after that.
Yeah.
It'll be harmless. Shad White has been busy. He has made another arrest. Shad's supposed to come. I got to call back and see when he's coming. Shad White has made another arrest of someone else taking something that was not theirs. Shame. This is a lot of money. $282,000 of taxpayer money as we pull this up. There it is. They've put out the picture in the whole 9 yards. So another arrest made. And let me ask this. When these demand letters are sent out when people break the law, does the state ever really recover that money? Do they get it back?
Well, yeah, because, now most
you'd never
of these,
work it off.
No, but most of these people have a bond.
And his insurance company?
Yeah, and the insurance pays that. Now, they're still responsible, and if they get out, they've got to pay somebody, the insurance or somebody.
Okay. Like
will they ever get
garnishment?
it paid off? Yeah.
$10 a week for the rest of your life?
Yeah, and anything you have stands good.
Like if you owned property, they would seize it and put that towards your bill.
Good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But in this day and time, we hear so much bad about our elected officials. Have you ever heard of anyone talked about more than Shad White? I mean, dude's obviously doing a great job. You know what I'm saying?
I know. And
I've never, every now and then you'd hear somebody being indicted for this or that.
Yeah.
Dude, he's barbecuing somebody every week.
He is.
And it's big money. It ain't a box of Staples. I mean, he
All right, let me ask this.
Them.
I don't
Now
care
that-
if it's $1 or $100.
That's right.
With that being said, could you see Shad White becoming the next governor of the great state of Mississippi?
Yeah, but I don't want him to.
Why?
Because of what he's doing right now. Finish this right here, and I know you want your next step up, and I'll give it to you. I think you'd be good. But finish this. Ain't nobody else done it.
I think he'd be successful at anything he does. I mean,
He
the
has
guy obviously he's legit.
He believes in right and wrong, and if you do wrong, then you pay for what you done. It's an amazing thing, isn't it? It's shocking.
Didn't we write a constitution and start a country on fundamentals like that?
I think you might be right. You could be on to something. You ought to run for something, Greg.
I'm running from something.
Did y'all hear about this? This is good news. We've had several good news for the state of Mississippi. Now, before I say this, I know that I'm fixing to get slammed. It's coming. Y'all look for it in the comments because it's not the Meridian, East Mississippi area, but Jackson, Madison County getting another 1,000 jobs as Amazon commits to sink. Look at this. All this money,
10 billion with a B.
Into Mississippi, Madison County there, more jobs.
We've got, I'm going to say it again for those who are listening and that don't understand this. Companies that pay this kind of investment do not look for people 2 hours away to drive to a job. Yes, people are going to drive that far. Yes, people are going to do it because of the money. But companies want to know that it's sustainable within this little area. For those of y'all in the back, I'm preaching to the choir again. There's too much mailbox money for an industry that size to ever come to Lauderdale County. And if you want to change it, it starts with the federal government with the free welfare money going out. Period.
I was just going to say, why don't we call East Mississippi Development Association and see what they can do for us? That was my thought.
Well, I mean,
is anybody safe this morning?
Listen to this.
The city can't change that. The county can't change that.
It's
They're doing everything they can to do it. But when you're fighting the free federal money checks coming out, that people will not go to work. It doesn't matter what they've got and where they're paying it and all this 9 yards.
But
they're not going to do it.
We've got several other places in the state of Mississippi who have gotten humongous jobs. Marshall County, we saw that this past week. $66,000 jobs coming. We want a little piece of that.
But no, isn't that for the electric car battery plant or whatever? Well, that's going to be kind of like the beef and coal plant or whatever. We all sold on them electric cars. I think that coal snap week before last kind of put a little damper on that.
You might have a point on that.
But now the Amazon deal, the tire companies,
I
agree with it. I agree with that. That's sustainable, good jobs.
Right, so we're looking forward to it.
So there's an 18-wheeler. And right behind the tractor is this little trailer-looking thing. And then the trailer is hooked to it. That's their battery.
Yeah.
And there's 4 places in America. You don't charge this battery. There's 4 places that you drive up to when that battery's dead, and they take that entire battery off and put you another brand new battery on it, and you go about your way. You don't charge it. You have to replace it with another charged battery. There's 4 in America. 4 places you can do that.
That ain't many.
How's that working out for y'all?
4. Ooh, that's small.
You think Amazon delivers stuff in 2 days? Just wait. It might be one of them. When we were growing up, you had to wait 7 to 4, 8.
6 weeks, 8 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
It took me months to get my title from the state of Mississippi for a car.
Well, wait till they got to go to Omaha to get a battery.
Hey, if you didn't know, they finally lifted the boil water notice in Meridian yesterday. The 20th Street area, that's been lifted. You can go back to normal operations now. Y'all hang close. We're going live and coming back with what happened today in history. Might learn something. Y'all stay close to us. We'll be right back. Your next appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, drop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers. A showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen, Amana, and delivery is available. With a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. and by appointment after hours and weekends.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with the gang today, as we got a full studio audience. Some of those you can't see that are in the background this morning.
Well, she's
been modeling over there.
Cutting her shorts.
Yep. We're going to tell you about why here in just a second. One of the coolest movies I think I ever saw was Cool Hand Luke. Did you watch that?
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't remember the car washing scene? I mean, think about being on the chain gang and somebody washing a car that looked like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool Hand Luke has a birthday today. Paul Newman was born in 1925 on this date. What a movie that was.
Just a cool dude.
He was.
Yep.
Got some awesome spaghetti sauce, too.
Never had a man bun.
No,
Didn't tote no purse either.
No, he didn't. I just can't see.
He toted a pool stick.
Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
did do that.
Man.
Now, as I think back as a kid, this guy, and you go back to Major League and some of those movies where they used him, but he was also the spokesperson for Miller Lite beer.
Must be on the front row.
Bob
That's
Bob
him.
Euchre.
Yep.
Yeah.
As he
And the cheap
celebrates
seats. Ain't that what he always said?
1934. He was in, what was the one that had Major League with Charlie Sheen?
Where he was the announcer up there, and they had another one.
That was funny, folks.
Yes,
If you have not seen a movie that makes you laugh, and I hadn't seen many lately, go back and watch Major League.
Well, if we keep going the way we're going now, they'll remake that.
That's true.
They can't write a new one, so.
I didn't even stop to watch the trailer last night to the new Roadhouse. It's out. If you
What?
want to take a look. Yeah. New
They
one coming.
remade it with
You're
the dude
kidding.
that
No, you didn't
played
hear us
Spider-Man.
yesterday?
No.
You're going to be
How do
heartbroken.
you redo Roadhouse?
Exactly.
Well, yep. Don't buy it.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
what's really going to be bad is when Greg realizes they're in negotiations to redo Smokey and the Bandit.
No, they can't.
So far, they hadn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you could really find anybody to play Jackie Gleason and pull it off.
He's right over there across from us right now.
Nice lady.
That's right.
You sounded taller on the radio.
Sheriff. And then she rolls up that toilet paper. I mean, was that not a classic scene or
That's
what?
exactly right.
Oh, man.
When I think about this next guy, I always think of a Willie Nelson song. He done it so well, and they made it into a movie. And this happens a lot out there. Guys at rodeo, they're on that, and they're trying to win that prize money, and they got to go home one day, take care of somebody.
Oh.
And he would be in that. He would be in a movie called Silverado. He would be in so many movies. Urban Cowboy, as we go back to remember. Scott Glenn, one of mine. My heroes have always been cowboys. If you remember the song from Willie, they made a movie about that. Man, that was good. Silverado, probably one of the best westerns up there, were next to some of the Clint Eastwood, Josie Wells, probably right under Josie Wells, I'd put it. It was good. Had a lot of great actors in it. Let's see. This was the day of all the songs ever written that I would have to say probably has to be the best, the cream of the crop, because not only was it a great song, it brought so many people to God. There's without a doubt. Who did it? A sinner. A man just like you and I that had problems in life, but God felt the need to give him something that no one else had. He'd hand him the pen as he was rolling into Mobile, Alabama. He would wake up over the back seat of that Cadillac and go, I saw the light. And well, the rest is history, as Hank Williams would get up and write the song in 10 minutes. That's his grave. It's written on it, and it is truly probably the best I've ever done. His mama was driving that Cadillac that night, as a matter of fact. Back then, she had to drive him to the shows. He hadn't met Audrey yet, and she hadn't taken over. That woman was tough. Let me hear you. You ever been around a tough woman like Audrey?
Oh, hey, they'd get in a fight, and he'd go write another hit.
He would.
Just the way it worked.
You win again. Boy, I'm telling you, they were great. And Audrey, probably, if you get down to it, was the reason that he made it, because she was so pushy. And when she made up her mind, by golly, she did it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of reasons for her to get upset, I'm sure. As we said, we've had this lady modeling for Greg over here because it's his favorite show. How'd she do, Greg?
Pretty good.
She will not let me turn the camera to her side, but folks, let me tell you, the short shorts are great as we remember the greatest day in television history. The Dukes of Hazzard premiered tonight, and as a 10-year-old, my life would be forever changed.
Yeah, because she was hanging on the wall.
What, it come on at 8, and
8 o'clock.
Dallas came on at 9 or something like that. Yeah.
And then later on, they'd throw Wonder Woman in there and try to mess up everything there. But there was no replacement for Daisy. I mean, that was just...
Catherine Bach?
That's
Is
it.
that right?
Who remembers the scene where she stopped the truckload of gaming machines there in the bikini? As a matter of fact...
I remember. I didn't know what they were hauling. I wasn't
Who
worried about
cared?
the truck. But I saw her in the middle of the road.
I want to say the many faces of Catherine Bach. Let me see if I still got this pulled up. I'd pull this up. Yeah, here we go, Greg. This is, if you Google this, this is what you'll find. Catherine Bach, there it is. That's that famous outfit that she was wearing there when they ran off with all the gaming equipment. And, of course, she invented the Daisy Dukes as we know them today.
Well, why didn't our guest just wear that today?
Well, I forgot to tell her. She's blushing. You done embarrassed her now. Greg.
Well, I said you'd offend somebody else in the next 5 minutes. I told you.
Too late done offended our special guest that won't be shown on camera. She just didn't want to be shown. But truly, that what started out, and they would mess it up at the movies yet again when they tried to do that. It was a family show, without a doubt, and they take it and did what they did at the theater. If you look real close, it was a horrible movie called Super Troopers. Anybody ever see that?
No.
I watched about 3 minutes
it.
of it, and it was the same disgusting characters in it that they blended into the Dukes of Hazzard movie. Awful. 1955, this guy would become a legend. I mean, so many of you loved him. Eddie Van Halen, born on this day back in 55, passed away in 20. I believe it's been 4 years since we lost him.
Dang.
Valerie Bertinelli would hook up with him.
Yep.
1958, she had her own talk show. She did wonders. Ellen DeGeneres had a birthday today, 1958.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. It was number 1 in 1960.
Well, of course.
Picked out it was it Anne Frank that was in this movie, Viva Las Vegas, where he was wearing this, Are You Lonesome Tonight, went number 1 from Elvis Presley. I'm trying to remember. I think it was that movie that he wore this in.
Might be.
Okay, boy, lost that Elvis. But this was not my kind of music, but I know that there's people out there that loved it.
Simon Garfunkel.
Yeah, Like a Bridge Over Troubled Water. It was number 1. I understand it was big. It would have never been in my 8-track player had I had an 8-track player then.
Correct.
Try to say you didn't have any.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm glad you.
My radio didn't get that station.
1970, this would be on your radio, and it's still on a lot of people's radio, and it boils down to being American to me. It's one of those things to where you believe you right or wrong, and well, this old boy thought so much about it at the time that he wrote a song about it. It would go back for the fighting side of me.
Oh, yeah.
That hit it. And it really spoke to America.
That's music.
Yeah.
But now that's offensive.
When you're running down our country, man, you're walking on the fighting side.
Love
of
it
me.
or leave it. I think that's what he says. I mean,
If you don't love it, leave it.
That's right.
Hear the sound that I'm saying. Merle Haggard said it all. We'll go back to this guy. You ever get
He had a lot of hits.
He had a lot of hits, but he was stuck on it. You ever just met that guy that you go, he thinks he's pretty? This guy, I think, had that syndrome of I'm pretty and let me show some hairy chest. I think I'm turning some women on down at the Temple Theater. I remember meeting him there and him going, "Woo, look at my hairy chest." T.G. Shepherd.
Oh, me.
I'll Be Coming Back for More went number 1 in 1980. This was right off the heels of Urban Cowboy, and he was doing his best to cash in on that movement.
Now, his brother was an excellent race car driver.
Who was his brother? I didn't know.
Morgan Shepherd.
I didn't know.
Drove for Wood Brothers, number 21.
Did he run around with his chest hanging out?
He didn't look like a gorilla, but I mean, you know.
For the very first time, it would be 1989. It would be because, well, those mysterious phone booths started disappearing. They would report their first loss in the company's history as we go back to 1989 as AT&T said we're losing money.
There is no way that everyone averaged paying $40 a month in the payphone.
No. The money is just so different now.
That's just because back then, you remember, when you had a cell phone, you could talk 24/7. But from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. and weekends was free. The rest of that time you got deducted off your 200 minutes.
Oh, that's right.
That's
That was
exactly
back.
right.
I forgot
Free
about that.
nights and weekends is what they advertised.
Yeah,
I remember that. I
From
forgot all
7
about
to
that.
6 you could talk. During the day it deducted from your
Does our
200
Catherine
minutes.
Bach special remember that, or are you too young for that?
That was my first phone.
That was your first phone?
Nokia
No,
Blue, and it was
okay.
free nights and
All
weekends.
right,
Free
she remembers
nights
it
and
too.
weekend.
So your bill, instead of being 40, because you bought the phone for a penny, you got it, you thought, man, I can do $40 a month to get all this. By the time you talked during the day, your bill was actually 60. So if you got everybody that was using a payphone that's now got a cell phone that's paying $60 a month,
He's thought about this.
and you're saying you lost $1 billion because you don't have a cell phone no more? No. Somebody, Shad, I want that looked at. No, but
It would
that
be-
just doesn't make sense.
1998, that I remember watching this that night. Me and Angie were doing something. I remember sitting down at the television watching this, and he made this statement. He slams his fist down. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, and we just have a problem as we cut to camera 3 on me and you. Camera 1 just went out. Greg, you're still hot, though. Look at here. You're still moving right
Still
along.
going.
Anytime you talk about honest bill, I mean, things are going to happen.
This is
See, they're coming for you.
He made that statement tonight that he did not, as we would learn later. I think he fibbed.
not have sexual relations with
He fibbed us, the American public. Now, the bad part is
You didn't inhale.
he did not. He did not. But as we look at this, you're a little bit off there.
No,
I'm always just a little bit off. It'd be, you're
There
talking about
you
that way.
Yeah, yeah. The thing about all of this is the millions of dollars that were used to find out that he told a fib. Millions of millions.
yes.
It-
And they knew it from the get-go. They knew he was lying. He was,
Yeah.
His mouth was moving. I mean,
That's true. That's true. Boy, it's really getting deep with all of these new allegations of, did you get on the Lolita Express? No. Well, we got a record of that, Mr. President. 1991 and also 1985 on this date. Well, it's a pretty big day for Alabama. Anybody remember these two songs? A Fire in the Night. That was 1985 that he went number 1. Back in 91, Forever's As Far As I'll Go. Because that's the only. Yeah, he wrote it. It worked out well for him in Alabama.
remember the first time I ever seen them, they were on Hee Haw.
What song was it?
I can't remember. I swear I can't remember. But I mean, I'll never forget seeing that on a Friday, Saturday night,
Yeah.
whatever it was. And
Saturday?
back then, how your parents, my daddy's talking about them long-haired hippies. They want, and they had the guy that played the double neck guitar,
Yeah.
and that was neat to see. And the next thing, for the next 30 years,
Here they are.
Yeah.
They struck a chord with America. You bring back Hee Haw, and I think back of the things that I remember watching on that. I remember seeing George Strait for the first
Yes.
time. And he broke out with Amarillo by Morning. Man, that stuck with me.
Everybody who was anybody was on Hee Haw.
It's kind of like the Jimmy Rogers Festival.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was.
Temple.
No. Everybody that was anybody, sooner or later, you was going to see them on Hee Haw. And if you seen them on there, you was probably going to see them again.
Yeah.
Like Alabama. I mean,
You're right.
that was good.
Ken Rainey, a few years ago, introduced me to a guy. He'd written a song. It was about $1. And he did a special in Meridian. And he'd done a benefit to help some people. And I remember talking to him backstage, and I walked out and I introduced him. And it ended up being this guy. Turns out he's a real big country singer nowadays,
Ooh, yeah.
Jamie Johnson.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
High
Awesome.
cost of living.
Awesome.
He wrote George Strait's song about the bed, that big 4-poster bed.
Just give it away.
Yeah, he wrote that.
I like Jamie Johnson, Chris Stapleton. That's my two. I call new music, but
Let's
I
get
thought that was Greg for a minute when he was still
Let's
in high
ask our
school.
special guest, as a lady, would you have found this attractive during the 70s? And can you see my screen from where you're at over there? Oh, you can see it. Okay, let's pull this up. Welcome back, Cotter. If y'all remember this guy.
Carter, Mr. Carter.
Do y'all find this guy, as a lady, sexy or not?
I mean, it doesn't do it for me.
She's not getting any vibes there. It's not Cooter. She was more into the Dukes of Hazzard theme there. Cooter kind of guy would have done it for her. But that guy from Welcome Back, Carter passed away on this date back in 12. That was a show. Vinnie Barbarino, if I remember right.
Well, Tyler, you don't have to go buy a wig. You're good. Everything's fine.
I can honestly say I don't think I'd ever heard of that show.
Really? You didn't watch?
No.
Welcome back.
You did.
No.
To the something you used to do.
Yeah, Mr. Carter.
No.
And he had that little horse shack.
My TV didn't get that station.
It's a Carter.
No.
It was awful. And that part was.
Oh, yeah.
But Vinnie Barbarino, John Travolta, of course, that's where he got his start of being the ladies' man. Did you ever watch The Godfather?
Yes, I have the box set.
Okay. Did you ever watch Barney Miller?
VHS.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Okay, well, that makes sense. But you'll remember this guy because he was in both of those. Mm-hmm. Charles, however you say his last name, passed away in 16.
Vagata.
That guy.
Love The Godfather.
That was a good story.
Excellent way to spend a day.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. There was one other person that, if you remember, as a kid, we got 3 channels.
Yeah.
On a good day. Most days it was 2. And there was a TV show called Mannix. Chuck Connors was the star of that. He would pass away back in 17, if y'all remember.
Chuck Connors was an astronaut.
Yeah, same thing there. Yeah, who cares? I was being nice. Now you had to go and learn it. I was trying to give the man some respect.
Get those tire prints off your head. Bus he just threw you under.
He was under the bus. Man. And we did lose. And this was so sad that this turned into what happened. We would lose one of the greatest that ever was in NBA history on this date with a crash. And then, if y'all remember, all those pictures that came out that should have never circulated as we lost Kobe Bryant on this date. It was that was a bad day there. A lot was done on that. Lawsuits, I think, are still going on over all that. That's a quick look at history today. We'll be right back. We got more to talk about. It ain't over just yet.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally Collinsville Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back as we go to the right camera there. Good morning.
Looked like I was sneezing.
Yeah. We're hopefully going to get these parts in to fix whatever that gets overheated and throws a fit and doesn't want to work anymore. We're working on it there.
We're so hot that we burn up the computer.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
Y'all be ready for this. I know a lot of people in our area love crawfish, and the experts are saying that the cost of crawfish could be more expensive this year.
I just saw somebody that advertised that said, we've got them and they're ready. $14 a pound.
$14 a pound.
What were they last year? Does anybody remember?
5, 6.
It's kind of like corn.
But I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. The first time I remember buying crawfish, I paid like 40 cents a pound for them. I can remember when they went up to $18, $20 a sack, and I was like, we're going to have to find something else. We can't be eating these. And now people are paying $160, $200 a sack for them. And more. I mean, now that's if you can get them, they say in South Louisiana, for $180, $200 a sack.
Man alive.
I ain't eating them.
But after Mardi Gras and after Easter, they usually come down. But there's a shortage, the drought.
It is. The drought has affected
it killed a lot of them.
It ain't bothering me because I don't eat a mud bug.
I don't know about these 2 Louisiana boys that got arrested in Mississippi, but as we look at things that happen around the state, well, they got the idea of, hey, let's load up a deer and take it to Mississippi. A live one on top of that. They got busted.
Were they drinking?
Not all of
it. And it goes through my mind because I don't have all the details. Did they just tie it in the back of the truck where everybody and their brother could see it and they got busted? Wouldn't it have been better to put it in a motorhome and come on over if you were going to do that? I mean, hide it in the back of the motorhome?
Or at least tied him down. Use a ratchet strap or something.
And it was live.
It was live. So they got in trouble for transporting live wildlife into the state.
Well, they know the deer didn't just jump in the back of the truck.
I'd have just said, well, he came from here and he crossed state lines. I'm bringing him back.
Yeah.
Well, they got issues now. They got big fines that they're going to have to pay over this. Mississippi Wildlife and Game did not appreciate that one bit. Just ask them. They'll be glad to tell you more about that.
Oh, Woody's joined us from Hannibal, Missouri.
Well,
good morning, Woody. Thank you for coming in and spending your morning with us.
One thing that hasn't happened in the state of Mississippi, and a store tried to get it done, you cannot advertise marijuana in the state of Mississippi. We had someone sue and say, well, I've got a store and I should have the right to be able to advertise it. Supreme Court said, no, ain't happening.
Isn't it funny where we draw our lines? You know, don't want to offend nobody. You can advertise anything else, but we're going to nip it there.
You got a point.
Because Victoria ain't got no secrets, but that's okay.
That's right. We done seen it all there, haven't we?
Get that glaucoma medication
That's
from,
right.
you know.
Man alive. Let's see what else is. Al Pacino is in the great state of Mississippi. Anybody know that?
Yeah.
I'm not. He's kind of fallen off of. Yeah. He's in a lot of issues here lately.
Yeah.
With lawsuits and things.
I think don't mean that much to me no more.
Personal assistant, I think, is suing him, if I'm not mistaken. He's 84, believe it or not. He's filming a movie in Mississippi there. He's in Natchez is where he's at. So if you just got to see him, there's a guy being down there that gets to be the stand-in. He said he met Al, and Al was real nice to him.
Well, you don't want to make the one that's going to stand in for you, man.
The last movie that I saw him in, and this was, Greg, you'd really like this movie. It was called 88 Minutes. Anybody remember that? To where he gets a note, and he's got 88 minutes to live, and he's got to solve the crime to get the vaccine to live.
Something
that rings a bell.
Yeah.
And man, it was good. It really was. It was action packed. It's the person that you would never suspect at the end that was behind the whole thing.
Really?
Always is. In most, sometimes I'd pick it out right off the bat. Y'all know that. Those are those bad movies.
Yeah.
I like him. I like any kind of mob movie.
Did y'all? Let me. Those are good, aren't they?
I like that.
Did y'all watch? Because I just found it humorous. Did y'all ever watch My Name Is Earl?
No. I tried, but it was.
I kind of liked Earl. Earl was this everyday old guy there that stumbles off and he wins the lottery. And he's done a lot of bad things in life, so he gets his brother, who is not too smart, and he writes out a list of all the people that he's ever offended, and he goes to make all the wrongs that he done right.
I remember watching some of that. I sure do.
Parts of it was really funny, but they gave, after that show ended, they gave him a new television show that was, it had a great meaning, but it was awful. Memphis was the name of it. He was going to be a detective in Memphis, and they hired cheap actors, and it was horrible. That was my whole story.
I might have to go back and look at it.
My Name is Earl.
That's something that, I don't know what it was, but I was like, no, I'm not watching that.
Joy was smoking hot, if y'all didn't know that. I just thought I'd tell y'all. Yeah, there you go there. Ryan Gosling, after he complained to the about getting the award the other night and his co-host not getting it, he ain't giving back his award.
I hope they asked for it.
I mean, he was running them down. It's not just because you got a trophy doesn't mean everybody else gets one.
It's that entitlement, you know. Yeah. Everybody gets a ribbon.
The whole team gets a participation
Well, Barbie
trophy.
didn't get it. But also at the same, if he's so offended by it, then give yours back. And he will not do it, he says. In case y'all wanted to know that. Let's see here what else we got. I ain't even gonna tell y'all about this story. We'll be right back. This just bothered me to no end. I can't even repeat it. They shouldn't have even been put in the news. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie and Greg helping out this morning, and Miss Catherine Bach over in the corner. She's hiding, but she's there. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Welcome back. If you are looking for a home in the Bailey area, boy, we got it for you. See, our friends, I'm telling you, the good folks here at Snowden and Company. If you're looking for a home, look at this right here in the Bailey area, 4500 block of Shepherd Hill Road. If you're looking for one, nice yard. Look how great that looks.
Yeah, it looks like a big yard.
It is. And that's just one of the many things that they have. You can call your local there, Elizabeth Border. She's going to help you out there, this other home that they got. There's just tons of homes to choose from, land that you're looking for. Snowden and Company, they do this and so much more. They'll handle all that paperwork. Now, they're going to close down tomorrow. You can set up an appointment, and they're closed on Sunday. But if you're buying, selling, whatever the case is, Snowden and Company is the place to call. Talk to them today. They'll tell you a whole lot more about it than I can, help you out, direct you to a financial institution that makes it easy for you. See them today. That's Snowden and Company. You can reach them at 453-3937. I've known Amanda since she was a baby girl. She'll treat you right. Talk to her today. You'll be glad that you did. What do y'all got on tap today? Anything big going on in your world?
We hope not
too much.
Hope not.
Rain, and a little more rain. I think my mud's going to get wet today, but we'll see.
It's a good chance of that. Bud Light is banking that the Super Bowl is going to turn things around for them. Do y'all think it can?
Yeah, the only way Bud Light's coming back is if it's the only beer allowed to be sold at the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not what they're banking on. They're banking that their ad is going to convince America, come on back.
Don't you have to watch the Super Bowl to see their ad, though?
That would be it. I'm not watching it.
No.
I still have not forgiven those people.
If the Chiefs are in it, I'll watch it.
You would.
Oh, you Taylor Swift fan.
Exactly.
I'm a Mahomes fan.
And that's he got a man bun, too.
Mahomes? No.
Oh, come on.
So, Odie, this is more of an Odie question. Can she make it from Tokyo back in time to see the Super Bowl? Because it's driving her fans wild.
Well, see, here's the thing. I wish she'd pack her crap, write a song, and move on and make her millions and leave Kelsey alone, because Kansas City has flopped since she's been hanging.
Oh, no, it hadn't. They've made more money.
Yeah, but the team itself is
They weren't
bad.
any good to begin with.
You realize I'm clueless. I ain't got a clue.
You're always
Yeah, because I don't watch it either.
I just don't watch pro football.
I'm not.
If they were playing in my neighbor's yard, I wouldn't walk across the fence. I mean, I don't care about pro football.
You got this
to
quarterback.
each their own.
You got this quarterback that's been playing in the NFL like 5 years.
Yeah.
He's been in the Super Bowl 4 times. The dude is awesome. I watch it for his skill. He is that dadgum good. But Kelsey, get his girlfriend, and
she has sold more merchandise and brought people to that stadium than would even know they. I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know there was a ball team until now.
Yeah. Who is this again?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
It's not going to be on my television. They seem to have different standards in life than I do. And they can keep
standards is a good word, because if they won't stand, I ain't watching.
There you go. I'm with you there.
I mean, I'm sorry, it makes me sick.
I'm with you. I back you on that. And I think most Americans feel that way.
But if they quit watching it, and if they quit buying all this stuff they're selling, guess what? These folks come around to our way of thinking.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But if you keep condoning poor actions, you're going to get what you get.
Well, and that's true. I don't watch it like I'll watch the Saints.
Oh, somebody's backpedaling over there, Mr. NFL.
And I'll watch the Kansas City. Other than that, I don't sit there and watch it no more.
I do not freebase.
I don't freebase. Unless I'm in a place where I've
I'm
been
at a red
before.
light. And the red light's
Or I cut the TV on.
Yeah. Now, if it's a sermon I've heard before, I might take a hit.
That stuff was funny. And if you've never heard that, down in what part of Alabama was that in?
I can't even remember.
YouTube freebase
Cocaine.
It's horrible.
And that guy is hilarious.
It's about a guy that has an addiction, and he's talking about he's giving it up. He went down to Free Bay, Alabama.
Yeah.
Down
Red
there.
Bay or something or another.
Free Bay. I do not hit women. Now, unless I had a shot at the king.
Look out, Linda.
He contradicts everything he says. He can't help it. I didn't mean to get off that rail. There we went again, off the rail.
That was a funny thing there. If you've never watched it, please do.
Yeah.
We got Odie shuddering, she said.
Yeah.
What if Trump was playing in Super Bowl? He'd own it.
First of all, Trump's got more class, but that's just my opinion.
Ooh, Greg hits one out the ballpark.
Grand slam, there it goes.
Yeah. That'd be like Biden being awake.
There you have it. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this week. It has been a blast. Each and every one of you make this show happen every single day. We're going to get our camera issues fixed, we hope. We're trying really hard.
It's getting there. We're going to make stuff in America so you can buy it in America, buy it local, and this stuff wouldn't have to be on hold where you had to order parts.
Yep.
So we're working on that. Real quick, happy birthday, Becky Brown, Liz Simmons Park, and my friend Jubal Ryan. I think we forgot to throw them out there today.
Right.
But, hey, we'll be back Monday. A lot of stuff going to happen, and you know Scotty Ray's going to cover it, so you will be in the know. But always remember and know one thing, and that is God's love you and God can give you everlasting life. We'll see you Monday. Until then, have a great weekend. We love you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.